Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tom's Wednesday morning yoga session. And start off by having a seat. You can sit in Virasana on your knees. You can sit on a bolster cross-legged. Just sit in such a way that you can sit up straight and tall. Reach behind you and roll the meat of the buttocks backwards and to the side. Put the palms together in front of the chest and close the eyes. And immediately move your attention inside the body. And the first thing to do is create a little bit of action. So hug your thighs together and drop the thighs downward. Now, from there, from that heaviness, lift up. Lift your chest, lift your sternum, lift your rib cage. Then put a slight amount of pressure into the hands to externally rotate the upper arms and broaden the collarbones and release the shoulder blades down the back. Soften the tongue, relax the jaw, soften the face, quiet the mind. And we'll do the chant. Om. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya chavaijakena yopa karotam ravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatos abahu parushakaram shankyachakrasidarinam sahasrashirsam svetam pranamami patanjalim. Hari Om. Bow your heads to your hearts, release your hands, raise the head, open the eyes. Okay, let's come to a standing position, please. Now, we're going to be using a chair today, and I understand, the three of us here, we all have these metal chairs, but you can use, for many of these things, you can use any kinds of chairs. I brought a couple of chairs out from my dining room table that you can sort of see. You can do some work with something like this, just something that you're at your kitchen table. These chairs particularly. So I'm just saying that if you don't have exactly what I have and the other people on the video have, adapt to what you do have. And if you don't have anything, you can do all these things without the chair too. Many of you, all of you have done some form or fashion of it. So to begin with, you're just going to put the chair out in front of you, and go over with your hands onto the chair seat like so, with your arms straight, your back straight, your legs straight. Now just make sure that your arms are straight up and down, your legs are straight up and down, your feet are hips width distance apart. And now pick up and spread the toes, lengthen the toes out in front of you and put them back upon the floor. Equalize the weight between the big toe mound and the little toe mound. Balance the center of the heel. Lift the arch of the feet. Hug the outer calves towards the midline. Contract your thigh muscles and move your inner upper thighs upward and backward more. It's a priority. Your first priority is inner upper thighs back. Your second priority is your outer thighs back, lengthening the side rib cages. Then move your bottom side rib cages towards your head. In fact, doing a little bit of a back bend. Lift your head up a little bit to maybe look at the top back of the chair and concave the back and lift the anterior spine. Roll your shoulder blades, outer shoulders away from your ears more. Okay, stay here. Soften the jaw, soften the vision, soften the face, relax the senses of perception, and just observe the breath. Now we've created a little bit of a back bend. And you're going to want to keep the back bend quality as you bend your elbows. Put your hands onto the side legs of the chair, or if you don't have, if your chair isn't like this, you can put blocks down there and continually walk your hands down and get your forehead or skin or hairline to rest on the chair. If the chair is too low for your head, you can put a block or a blanket on it. Yeah, sorry, I should have thought of that before. There you go. So rest your head on this chair or the block or the blanket. But use the chair's legs to you sort of pull the hands down to roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Soften the face, relax the jaw. Just stay here. Okay, slightly bend the knees and come on up. Okay, we're going to be doing some postures with the chair, some postures without the chair. So this next posture we're going to do is very similar to what we just did. It's prostrated with the head supported. So you're going to have a block or two out there. You're going to make your legs wide. Now all of the same actions that we went through in the feet and legs need to be done here. The evenness of the foot, the inner upper thighs going back, the feeling of a back bend as you go into the posture, and eventually you want to end up with the crown down on a block or blocks. Okay, so start off with your legs wide, and you might have your hands on blocks, you might not. Whatever allows you to get that length of the front body and the feeling of a back bend. So go halfway, everybody, then start to activate the legs. And it's yes, it's activating, but what it is you got to get your mind into your feet and legs. You have to think about them. So think about the bottom of the foot. And you need, in this posture, you need to sort of hug the feet towards the midline without moving them. That action, anyway, to start to take more weight on the inner foot, ball joints of big toes and inner heels. Then lift the arches up and hug that outer ankle bone. It's really your lower leg bone, that outer bone of the ankle, hug towards the midline. So your inner ankle lifts and your outer ankle moves towards the midline. Then you contract your thigh muscles and prioritize your inner thighs moving back more and more, and then the outer thighs moving back more and more and more. And then from there, you lengthen the front spine, keeping the length of the front spine, keeping that feeling of a back bend, hinge at the hips, and go over and get the crown of the head supported on whatever support you need. Some of you at home, maybe you might need to put the head on the chair seat, which is fine. But you can see everybody in the here have the head down. That's good. It's a replication of headstand, really. So you want a little bit of weight of the crown of the head down, but not too much. You'd like to push the hands down and lift the shoulder blades and lengthen the back neck as you do so. Soften the tongue, relax the jaw, soften the face. Okay, slightly bend the knees and come on up. Walk your feet back together again. One of the most beneficial things we can use these chairs for is to extend and move away. And this is what I mean. I'm trying to think about the best place for me to be here to do that. I think I can do it like this. It's Parsvottanasana. So I'm going to have my legs wide, typical standing pose with distance, and I square my pelvis towards the seat of the chair. And I start with my hands on the seat of the chair right now and we're going to stay here in this position for a little bit. And then I'm going to have you slide out, not to go down so much, but to go out. And what's going to happen is this hip is going to want to come with you and you're going to want to leave it away. So this is what the way we're going to do Parsvottanasana. So have your legs wide and have the chair seat facing you. Now, I don't know what kind of surfaces you guys have on your floors, but it'd be nice to be able to slide the chair. Carpet you can slide too. So we just got what we got. We'll work with it. Okay, so right leg forward towards the chair, left leg back, and start off with the chair just underneath the shoulders and your hands onto the sides of the chair and your elbows straight. So right foot forward, left foot back. Okay, now look at the 2 feet and make sure they're at least 3.5 feet apart. Don't have them too close to one another. Okay, and then just gaze down to the seat of the chair and just stay here for a moment and put your consciousness into the body. And notice, first of all, how the bottom of the feet touch the floor. Begin with the right foot and start to take more weight to the inner foot, but don't lift the outer foot. Keep the outer foot pushing down as well. Then lift the main arch of the foot, extend the toes out and down. Now lift the kneecap dramatically. Now look down to your right outer calf, and right where the outer calf is at its furthest away from the midline, hug it in. Hug it in. Hug that outer calf towards the midline, and then prioritize your inner upper thighs going back more, and then follow that with the outer thigh. We're just talking the right leg at this point. Inner upper thigh back, outer thigh down and back. Okay, then take your consciousness to the left foot and take big pressure to the outer left heel, but take a similar amount of pressure to the big toe of the left foot, the mound of it. And you can cross connect the outer left heel with the inner left foot at the ball joint and push. Then you cross connect your inner left heel with the ball joint of the little toe and push those 2 points down. Now, if you draw a line between the big toe mound in the left foot and the outer heel, and the inner heel and the outer foot, they cross at the bottom of the foot. Right there where those 2 lines cross, lift the arch of both feet, really, and then contract the left thigh, move the upper left thigh back, and out, and then the outer thigh back as well. Now put your consciousness right up on the inner upper thighs, right where they touch the pelvic girdle, and broaden and widen and spacify the pelvis. Now, you're not looking to go down. You're looking to go out. So slide the chair away, or you can slide your hands towards the back of the chair to extend outwards. Keep that outer right hip moving back. Keep the inner right thigh moving back. Once you've gotten into the position, broaden your fingers, push your palms down upon the floor, rotate your biceps up, your outer armpits down so that the shoulders move away from the ears. Good. Stay here. Watch the breath. Now, there's a lot of things going on in the legs, the actions, the rotations, the feet. Bypass the details. Embrace the feeling. Embrace the stability. Embrace the firmness. Embrace the width. of the legs and feet and shins and ankles and knees and the whole kit and caboodle. Stabilize. Okay, slightly bend the knees, walk yourself a little forward, slide the chair back to whatever appropriate height works, position works for you, and we're going to do the other leg. Left foot forward, right foot back. Start with your arms straight up and down. Okay. Consider the left foot, the inner left foot, the ball joints of the big toes, the inner heels, ball joints of little toes and outer heels, and centerize the left heel. But there's a lift. There's an earth element that needs to be drawn up through the arch of the foot. So draw a line between the big toe mound and outer heel, little toe mound and inner heel, and right where those two lines cross, at the very center of the bottom of the foot, lift. Draw away from the earth. Now lift the ankle up and hug your outer left calf towards the midline. Look at the left kneecap. Make sure it's pointing directly forward, not internally or externally rotating. Now contract that left thigh tremendous and prioritize your inner left thigh back more. Inner left thigh back, inner left thigh back, but follow that closely with that outer left thigh back. You're just giving more priority to the inner thigh. And that thigh muscle is dramatically lifting and activating. Okay, then take your attention to the right foot and push the outer right heel down to create that same earth element, but balance that with the right big toe mound pushing down. Then the inner right heel and the little toe mound of the right foot. And right where those two lines cross, intersect, ascend and lift that arch upwards. Then lift the ankle upwards. Now hug the outer right calf towards the midline. Now prioritize your inner right thigh moving back over your outer right thigh. So you got to move the inner right thigh back first, then the outer right thigh back. Now, right at the inner upper thighs, broaden them from the midline, widen, spacify that pelvis. Now, maintain this earthy, stable, firm legs and pelvis and slide the chair up. Extend the side bodies, but notice how your left hip is going to want to come with you. Move that outer left hip back, but remember our priorities. The inner left thigh has to go back more than the outer left thigh so that the inner left thigh is really moving back, really moving back. Then you're firming your hands upon the chair. You're straightening the elbows and rotating the biceps towards the ceiling, the outer armpits towards the floor, shoulder blades towards buttocks. Great, you're here. Watch the breath. Quiet the mind. Okay, slightly bend the knees, slide the chair back. Okay, this is the posture we're going to do without the chair, so you can slide it to the side or leave it where it is. But you are going to need a wall for this. So, yeah, you can make do to the side of your window. You can even do it on the door if you need to, Bonnie. But we're going to do Utkatasana. So you're going to put your feet out there. You can slide down into this chair position. Yeah, there you go. Okay, go ahead. Walk your feet out. Look at your knees and feet, making hip width distance apart. Don't have the knees closer in that. Yeah. Okay. Either that or Leslie, if you put a block in between your knees, it'll stop your knees from coming together. Go ahead and sit. Be in Utkatasana. Okay, now think of the thigh. Start the top of the thigh, the quadricep muscle, hug back. Now hug the inner thigh back. Hug the outer thigh back. Now hug the hamstring back and get all four quadrants of the legs hugging back into the body. That's fine to do this on a chair, Leslie, but the point is to strengthen the thighs. But okay, everybody stand up. Does it hurt your knees when you do this?
Yes, the left knee is very crackly and it wants to lock up and it hurts. It literally wants to lock.
Right, yeah, I understand the feeling of the locking. And it went away when you seated on the chair, right?
Yes, it's the weight bearing situation.
Right.
Yeah, that's the whole issue.
I get it. Okay. Well, you can still do those. Okay, so this is what another way to look at this. Instead of trying to get too deep, only go as much as your knee doesn't lock or hurt. Like, even look at this. Even if this is all you got, this is all right. Because the point is, but that's for you and your knee, and anybody else who's got a knee issue. But ideally, you get a little deeper. But the whole point of this, because I was thinking about your knee when I was doing this posture, the strength that you develop in the thighs are the best protection for the knee. And this is the best thigh strengthener I know. So the solution for you is to not just go a little bit, not a big bit. So wherever it works for you. Okay, let's do it one more time. Put your backs against the wall, walk your legs out. But respect your knees when you do this. There you go. Now we got it. Now we can activate the knee, the thighs. Lift the front of the thigh. Lift the inner and outer thigh. Hug the back hamstring up. Don't move the thighs, but hug them towards the midline. Create the action of the eventual posture, even though we might not be able to get towards that eventual posture. Okay, come up. Okay. Did that work for your knees, Leslie?
Yeah, it's much better that way. I can't go all the way. No way.
Yeah, you don't want to. You want to go. And let's not forget our intention here. Our intention isn't trying to look like light on yoga. Our intention is to work within ourselves and to help ourselves. So, and I'm saying this to everybody about all postures. You want to sort of find the essence of the posture. Like, that essence of that posture is its thigh strengthening posture. And do it to the degree that you can within the capabilities of us as individuals. And that's all we did there. So everybody, when you're working with yourself, don't have an image of what it should be, a picture, a video, whatever. Have a awareness of what you can do to move towards that posture. Okay. With that in mind, just have a look. I'm going to do this sideways, and everybody's going to do this away from the wall. You're going to simply do this. You're going to stand and bend your knees to the point where you're comfortable. Not, look at here. Don't try to go too low. Just bend them well. Go ahead. Make your feet hips width distance apart. Okay. Now, before you start to bend, activate the feet. Pick up and spread the toes. Create that lift at the center of the arch upwards. Hug the outer calves towards the midline. Okay, start very slowly, incrementally. Bend the knees to about 10% of your possibility. 10% of your possible, which is a very light bend. Okay, start the actions. Top of the thighs, inner thighs, outer thighs. Hug the bones to the thigh. Now create this stability, and it's almost like you want to lift away from the knee to create a spaciousness in the knee. So keep that. Now bend another 10% or stop. It's up to you. Now do all of the actions. Take care of the lower back. Don't let the lower back arch. Okay, the actions of the legs. Now go to where you're comfortable, but not excessive. And when your lower back starts to arch too much, it's probably a bit excessive. Go after the strength of the thighs rather than the flexibility of the knees. Okay, all of you stay right there. Now bring the arms up over the shoulders in Urdhva Hastasana. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. Stand up, release your arms. And, today's class sort of exemplifies this backing up a little bit. I'll give you an example. Well, we just did it. When we were doing Parsvatanasana, there was more work done in this halfway position than in the final position. So it's not, certainly we try to get the postures. We try to put our body in the postures. But as you guys are all aware of, there's underlying actions within those postures, like the contraction of the thigh, the top, the middle, the outer, the rotation of inner thigh back, outer thigh back. All those are minute actions in the body. So what we have to do is respect the actions in the body first, rather than trying to get to the eventual posture that we think it should look like. So, and you guys are really good at this. I see you do it in the video. You stay with the posture, you stay with the actions, and those are the most important things. So this allows us then, if we can't do the eventual posture, to be able to do the posture within our capability. One time, and you guys know Colleen Hope, one of my students here in town, or at least some of you do. She was bedbound one time with a back injury, and she called me over for a private, and she did a practice laying on her back in the bed of a full-fledged practice, an hour and a half, standing poses, headstand, shoulder stand, all of those things, but she didn't move from her bed. And you can only do that with somebody who knows the practice. You can't do it with somebody who's a beginner, but you can do it with her. But the point was, she got just as much benefit from that, being bedbound, as doing the postures that she used to do in class. And she's doing fine. She still comes to class and everything. But that's my point. This introspection that leads us to these inner actions should take priority over accomplishing the posture. Okay, so let's do something. Let's take our chairs, and I'm going to turn. I think we'd be better off if I turn my chair side, my sticky mat side. Okay. This is the way I might even skew the sticky mat. Okay, so I'm going to have my legs. What? And I'm going to put the top of the back of the chair towards me, and here I am. And I'm going to turn my right foot out and my left foot in, and we'll do a bunch of the actions. I'll talk you through that. So my point with this is we're not going to go down into Trikonasana. We're going to go out into Trikonasana. So this is the eventual posture, just so. Okay, it's Trikonasana, y'all know it. So get yourself set. Yeah, any which way it works for you. Have your legs wide. Turn your right foot out and left foot in, and have the top of the back of the chair where you can put your right hand on it. Okay, good. But stay here. Don't go over yet. Start these actions. Push the ball joint of the big toe, right big toe down. Push the inner right heel down. Push the little toe mound down, outer right heel down. Now balance the inner and outer foot. And you'll notice there's a tendency to go towards the little toe side of the foot. So balance the inner and outer toe, that foot down. Now notice what happens at the calf when you do that. When you take your big toe mound, inner heel down, that calf hugs in. The calf moves towards the inner leg, which is a good thing. Then you contract the thigh muscle and you draw the inner upper thigh really high up into the pubic area. But then this time, the priority is in the outer thigh, not the inner thigh. So as you rotate this outer right thigh back, start sliding the chair out. But as you slide the chair out, don't diminish the pressure of the outer left foot upon the floor. Slide the chair a little bit, a lot, whatever works for you. But when you go so far as to lose the pressure of the outer left foot upon the floor, don't go any further. Don't go any further. Stay here. Now take your mind to that outer left heel and push down dramatically. Then the ball joint of the left big toe mound. Then you lift the arch of the left foot. Now hug the outer left calf towards the midline, outer left ankle towards the midline, and lift your inner left ankle towards the pubic area. Then contract the left thigh muscle and draw the inner left thigh up into the pubis. Then start rolling slightly your outer left thigh towards the wall behind you. Now, stay here. Soften the face, relax the jaw, and go inside, especially you, Bonnie, in the spinal column, to try to lengthen and balance out the sides of the spinal column to the side. Okay. Slide the chair back, come out of the posture. So sometimes, Bonnie, when my lower back is a little tricky, I can always, and I know your back, so I know that this is happening. There's always a little bit of shift off to one side or the other that causes the discomfort. So what I do when I'm doing this stuff is I lengthen evenly. And you really have to get deep into the spinal column because the unevenness begins at the spinal column. And we do this in a lot of postures. You're aware of it, the shifting to one side or the other. So that part of the spinal column, let's say my spinal column is concave on this side and convex on this side. From the midline, I want to shift over to balance the right and left side of the lower back. So you can do that in any posture. Well, yeah, pretty much any posture. Okay, let's go left side Trikonasana. So either turn around, however you got your house set up, left side. Okay, left foot out, right foot in. Reach off and put your left hand onto the chair. Now, think about the left foot and start to take more weight to the ball joint of the left big toe, little toe mound of the left foot, and create this awareness of the lift of the arch. And the arch is centered on the foot. So if you draw a line between the inner heel and the little toe mound and outer heel and big toe mound, wherever those lines cross, there's your center point of the left arch lifted up. Lift the ankle, hug the outer left calf towards the midline, engage the left thigh muscle, draw your left kneecap up. Specifically the inner left thigh up into the pubis. Then the priority is the outer left thigh moving back towards that right heel. As you move that outer left thigh back towards that right heel, start sliding the chair out in front of you, out to the side, But the way that you determine where to stop the chair is if the right heel loses its pressure upon the floor. Keep your right foot down. Keep that earth element of the right foot. Lift the right arch. Engage the right thigh. Lift up. Now, your inner right thigh goes back a little bit, but the outer right thigh goes back even more. And now is the time to go inside and balance the right and left side of the spinal column. If you feel a shortening on one side or the other of the waist, of the thoracic spine, adjust accordingly. So in your sideways extension, there's evenness on the left and right side. Stay here, watch your breath. Okay, slide the chair back, come on up in it. Now, we're all going to be a little bit different. But what I'm going to do is I want you to adjust the width of the legs so that it's comfortable for you to cross your forearms and put the head on the forearms. If it's easier for you to do it with the legs a little bit together or further apart, do that. It's sort of halfway in between Uttanasana and Prasarita Padottanasana. And yeah, so just go over, cross your forearms, and put your head on the forearms on the chair. Don't let your pelvis shift forward or back. Keep your pelvis. Yeah, the tendency that we really all have is we shift towards our toes in this posture in our desire to go lower. But if you take the desire to go lower out of it, you can easily take the legs. Keep the legs vertical. Now, here's another example of how our mental states sometimes lead us astray. For example, people's desire to go further into a posture without the understanding to do so. It's that the accomplishment thing. And when we reframe our experience in yoga from an accomplishment modality to an awareness modality, it really does change the practice. And that change is in our mind, not in our abilities. So I know you guys are pretty good about this, but the idea of accomplishment is sort of counterproductive to where we're headed. Prashant talks a lot about this. We need to turn from an attitude of doing to an attitude of observing. And that's where the true education lies, not in the trying to accomplish things and do things, but in observing what is. Change the interlace of the elbow, please. A perfect example is that chair pose we just did with the knees bent 10%. You could still do the actions of the posture and not put your knee or hips in jeopardy. So it's an attitude. So observe your legs. Which of them are the more stable? Which of them are rotating correctly? Inner thigh back, more outer thigh back, secondary. What are the bottoms of the feet doing right now? Are the arches lifted the same? Are the outer calves sagging away? Or are they hugging towards the midline? Have you been able to maintain that stability of the legs? There's the real thing. Okay, slightly bend the knees and come on up. Walk your feet back. Okay. So this has to do with the length of the lower leg. Some of you will need to sit on a block. Some of you can sit on the chair. Some of you will need a blanket onto the chair. But what you want to do is you want to sit so your right leg is a 90-degree angle and the buttocks isn't lower. Then look at what we're going to do. You're going to walk your left foot off to the side like this. You're going to use the back of the chair. Now, I've got a problem. This right knee wants to go forward, and this foot needs to really be brought back a little bit. So at this point, you're just going to stay here with your hands under the back of the chair like so. Okay, so let's set up like this. Yeah, set up so you can see me and sit in the chair with you facing the back of the chair. Now you need to decide how much height goes under the buttocks. You might need if you're right, yeah, Bonnie, that's looking good. Yeah, Leslie, a little bit higher. Or if the block is too high, you can use a blanket. Okay, start with both legs bent to begin with. Now walk your right leg off to the side and try to bring your right thigh, switch sides, Chrisanne, right side, there you go. So that right knee is out there. And notice how the pelvis sort of shifts. So right here to begin with, take your right hand to the inner right knee, keep it there. Take your left hand to the right side of the chair and pull and move your right buttock forward as the right knee goes back. Now hold that knee position with the thigh muscle. Let go the right hand. Okay, now the best you can do, right hip forward, right knee back. Okay, keep that. Don't let that environment move and start walking your left foot back to the side. Now look at the left foot and have the left toes a little bit angled towards you, left heel away. Now contract your left thigh like a son of a gun. Really lift that inner thigh lift your kneecap towards your pelvis. Now stay here. But notice how the pelvis is quite askew. So move your left thigh back, your right buttock forward. Now use the chair pulling down to lift your rib cage up. So lift your rib cage up. Great. Stay here. Raise the arms. Look to the right. Virabhadrasana 2. Great. Put your hands on the back of the chair. Bring your legs up. Now the time is to adjust. If you need height or additional, but everybody looked pretty good in the video. Okay, let's start with the left leg. Walk your left foot off to the side. Get your left foot a 90-degree angle off to the side and the knee atop it. And right away, you're starting to notice the left hip goes back as well. So take your left hand to the inner left knee. You're just looking to stabilize. You're not looking to push the knee back. You're just looking to not let the knee go forward. Okay, now start moving your outer left thigh forward, forward, forward even more. You can push with the right hand if need be. So left hip forward, left knee back until you've gotten to a spot where you know it's good. Okay, then put your hands up to the back of the chair. Don't move the left leg. And start walking your right leg all the way off to the right, straight leg. Toes angled in a little bit. Heel further away. Engagement of the right thigh. Now lift that. Now move the right thigh back. Move the right buttock forward. Move the left thigh back. Move the left buttock forward. Now notice how the right buttock is higher than the left buttock. So take more weight into the outer right heel and drop that left buttock. Then pull your hands down to lift your chest. Square up as best you can. Then bring the arms up. Look out over the left shoulder. Virabhadrasana 2. Okay. Lower your hands, push yourselves up. Okay. So we're going to take this same idea. I don't want to push it against the wall. It would get too discombobulated. So this is the posture you saw, Leslie, but we can do this without the wall. Watch how this works. You're going to we're going to go back through the whole thing we just did. Then you're going to keep your left hand on the top back of the chair and put your right elbow on the thigh. Now look at this right side rib cage. Don't let this collapse happen. It's the same thing we're talking about the spinal column. When you go into this posture, keep both sides of the spinal column even. Then you take this left hand and you push the left hand into the chair to roll the left shoulder back. And eventually, this is the completion of the posture, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Okay, so let's go through the whole thing again. Walk the right foot out, 90 degrees from the torso. Okay, keep the right knee where it is and start tucking the right buttock forward, under, so that yeah. Okay, now keep that, then walk your left foot away. Get into the previous position we were just in. Now really push that left heel down back, really straighten that left leg. Take your left hand to the top back of the chair, take your right elbow up. Extend your right elbow onto your right thigh. Now just stay here with your left hand on the back of the chair and start pushing with the left hand to bring your left rib cage back and move your right rib cage forward. Now notice if there's a shortening of the right side waist, lift the lower right rib cage up and shift it to the right. Now it's simply a matter of rotation. Look up, roll your left shoulder back. Now, to keep your left shoulder rolling back, you got to really push that left heel down. So keep a firmness there. Then bring your left arm up and over and out and create a straight line between your left heel and your left fingers. Now, lengthen that right side waist, lift the lower right rib cage up, shift from the middle of the left rib cage to the middle of the right rib cage, and then a slight rotation. But let that rotation emanate from the pelvis. So move the right buttock forward and move the left hip back and lengthen from there. Come up. Face your feet forward. Okay, we're going to do Bharadvajasana in a chair. So you're going to stand up, you're going to take whatever height you had out, and you're going to sit in the chair with the back of the chair towards your right side.
You don't want to do the other side?
We didn't do the other side. I'm sorry. Thank you, Chris-Ann. I'm spacing this morning. Okay, we're going to the second side of Utthita Parsvakonasana. Yeah, please speak up. I do that sometimes in class. I always want you to speak up when I do that, because I do that. Okay, let's do the left side. Walk your left leg back. Have that left leg 90 degrees from the torso. And then keep it. Keep your left thigh moving back and move your left buttock forward. Try to square your pelvis to the back of the chair. Then walk your right foot off to the side, back and away. And really create a firmness. Be on the outer right foot, then on the inner right foot. Contract your right thigh muscle and draw it upwards. Now, move your right buttock forward and your right thigh back. Lift your left elbow, put your right hand on the back of the chair, and extend outward. And put your left elbow on your left thigh. Then, push your left elbow down and lengthen the left side of the waist. Slightly move the right rib cage to the left, and then the rotation. Push with your right hand and rotate the rib cage. Okay, then take big pressure into the right foot to stabilize things. Then bring your right arm up and over and out and create a straight line in between your right heel and your right fingers and make that line longer. Okay, release the hands, put the hands under the back of the chair. Okay, so this has actually made me think of something, Chris-Ann, so it's a good thing. You actually do want to keep whatever height you have under the buttocks in those postures, in this posture, Bharadvajasana in a chair. So if you were putting your buttocks on a chair, keep that. If you were putting your buttocks on a blanket, do that. If you're putting a block, do that. Okay, so make the feet hips width distance apart and stabilize them. Then put the hands onto the back of the chair and pull your hands down and lift your chest up and twist to the right. Twist. Release. Come back. Swivel around. Stabilize the legs. Grab the back of the chair. Lift your chest and start rotating the spine. Twist. Okay, release. Come back to center. Okay. Now, I want to use the chair for Parivrtta Trikonasana. And this is what this looks like. So, the chair, the top of the back of the chair is on the right side. The seat of the chair is on the left side. So I'm trying to get the best, maybe this way. I want to get the best visions for you to see it. Then you're going to put your left hand on the seat of the chair and the right hand on the back of the chair and twist like this. Okay, so we set up with the chair in front of you, with the seat going to the left and the top back of the chair on the right. And adjust yourself with the right foot under the chair. Then go forward and put your left hand on the seat of the chair and the right hand on the back of the chair. There we go. But don't twist yet. Just stay here and start to activate the legs. Take more weight into the ball joint of the right big toe. Little toe, lift the arch, hug the outer right calf in, engage the thigh, lift the right thigh. Now move your outer right thigh back to lengthen the right side rib cage. Good. Now take more weight into the back left heel, rotate your inner left thigh towards the ceiling, then move the upper inner thighs away from one another. From there, lengthen the front spine and begin pushing and rotating and twisting. Twist your spine. But when you twist, don't let the pelvis or legs lose their stability, their firmness, their groundedness. For instance, sometimes people let the left outer hip drop. And you know that you can stop that by taking more weight into the back outer left heel and engaging that left thigh up. So notice that the pelvis stays level to the floor and extend and rotate from there. Okay, come up. Release from the posture. We're going to do the second side. So here's an example where this, if you did it to its full expression, hands on the floor, the big rotation is a very, not many people can do that. But here is, we're clasping the actions of the posture without going all the way into the posture. I know you guys understand this. Let's go to the left side. So left leg forward, right leg back. And that's why I'm spending so much time on the legs and the feet and the thighs and the knees, because those are the basic actions that need to be done. And you don't have to do an extravagant posture to get them. Like right now, take more weight into the left big toe mound and lift the left arch. Hug the outer left calf in. Engage the left thigh. Make sure your left kneecap doesn't rotate. Contract the left thigh tremendous. Move the inner left thigh back, but prioritize the outer left thigh back. When that outer left thigh goes back, start your rotation. But don't diminish the action of the outer right foot into the floor. Push dramatically that back outer right heel down. Now push your hands to rotate the spine. but get the stability. This is the gig. Try to get space in the pelvis, and your inner or upper thighs, move them away from one another dramatically so that you can then lengthen and extend the spinal column from there and rotate. And you don't have to go down to get the rotation. Okay, come back to center. Okay, okay, look at this. I'm just sitting in the chair normal, but I'm on the front edge of the chair. I'm not back there. And I'm going to go down and put my fingertips onto the floor. So just do that. Make your feet parallel. Keep your feet as wide as the legs of the chair and go down. Put your finger. If you need to put your hands on a block, that's cool too. Allow your pelvis to rotate over the upper thigh bone, the head of the femur. Soften the face, relax the jaw, soften the breath. Okay, slightly bend the knees and come up. I want to do one more standing posture, and it's not chair oriented. And slide the chairs out. It's Prasarita Padottanasana with the butt against the wall. So I'm going to do this on the side here. You're going to make your legs wide, and you're going to go over and put your hands onto the floor. Then you're going to walk back so your buttocks and heels touch the floor. Then you're going to walk your hands out. Now, if you need blocks for the hands, you can do that. Okay, so Prasarita Padottanasana with the buttocks and heels against the wall. Okay. So now we have an experience where there's really the body weight isn't on the thighs. The body weight is on that forward. So the feeling in the thighs and legs are going to be different now because there's not that weight of the upper body on it. So create the actions of the legs. Push the feet down. Lift the arches of the feet. Lift the outer calves up and in. Engage your thighs. See if you can have your inner thighs touch the wall back there before your outer thighs. Now move the upper thighs backward into the wall and allow your pelvis to rotate up and over. Then you firm up your hands upon the floor. Soften the face, relax the jaw. I guess most of these actions in these standing postures are all about the legs and the feet and our relationship with the earth. What I would like us all to understand in the practice is the importance of this being the primary actions in postures, that connection to the earth. And it also ties into our connection to the spirit when we start talking about the elements of nature. puts us more in connection with our true self when we think of ourselves as nature, and when we, as part of nature, which we are. And so this identification with the earth element is really very psychologically stabilizing, very connected, not prone to be flighty in the mind. And this is when we all need this. We all need this grounded. So look underneath the physical actions to notice what they were doing on a deeper level within us. When we do the earth element, we're more stable. When we do the air element through pranayama, we're not so stable, but they can be worked together. Okay, walk your hands back, walk your legs forward. Let's come out of the posture. Okay, we're going to do Viparita Karani. So get a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a couple of blankets. If this hurts your back, you can put just your back flat on the floor too. It's up to you. So you start this by putting one hip against the wall. Get yourself down and back so your body touches the wall. Once your body is against the wall, and it doesn't even have to be all the way against the wall. It could be a little bit away. Then you pick up the pelvis, slide the bolster under you, pull it towards you, and release. Get your legs up the wall. When it's all said and done, the buttocks doesn't have to touch the wall. Just get the legs up the wall, get the pelvis, get the bolster so that the pelvis opens up. Don't let the front of the pelvic or abdominal wall become shorter. There we go. Good. Settle in and relax. So it seems like a good spot for me to talk about the elements of nature in the yoga practice. So there's the actions that we do, activating, spacifying, twisting, backbending, all this stuff, that create internal actions. But there's also a general framework of what our body is like without, if you were just laying down. In fact, right here, just think about this. The legs and the legs and the pelvis are the element of the earth. Stable, firm, grounded. The contents of the pelvis and it would be and lower abdominal cavity would like to have the quality of water, liquid, heavy, malleable, it's not solid. The element of fire is in the diaphragm and the upper abdomen, where we do our major digestion. I mean, imagine how much, and I know you guys all probably know this, that we've got some pretty wicked acids in our stomach that helps us digest our food. Very fiery. I mean, the body works with it, but it's very fiery. And this is also where the diaphragm is, and that helps fire the breath, begin the breathing process. And then the next area of the body is the chest, the lungs, and that is the element of air. Then there's the element of space or ether, and this is to be thought of in the head and the neck and the face and the brain. So when we start to look inside of ourselves and see how we are connected to nature, to the world around us, not the man-made world around us, but the essential world around us. Once we start to come into contact with that area, it it puts us closer to our true self inside. When we think of ourselves as earth or water or fire, we're no longer in our mind thinking of ourselves as an ego person, as an individual person. We are part of the world around us. That will always be. It's the delusion we have that we're not. That's the problem. When we come into contact with nature, both inside of us and outside of us, that's like coming home. So in this way, when we start to work with these energies within us, it starts to put us closer to nature. It starts to put us closer. Like I am never closer to my own self that when I'm paying attention to the breath. When I'm doing my pranayama practice and my mind is totally unabashedly absorbed in the breath, I am not a part of an ego state at all. I am part of an air element that's existing around within me, and I come into contact with that. That's an example. You guys just did it for an hour in the standing postures. You were connected to the earth like nobody ever is. And that brought you back to earth, grounded well. And hopefully it has an emanating quality of good feeling the rest of the day. So anyway, it's just so it's another way for us to look inside. We look inside when we think of like the koshas, the physical, the energetic, the mental, the intelligence, those koshas that Mr. Iyengar wrote the book about, Light on Light on Life. There's another way of looking at the inner world. These elements of nature is another way of looking at the inner world. When we think of the chakra system, the 6 or 7 chakras up and down the spine, and our imagination towards that, and the understanding that many people have that's another way of looking at the energy body within. That kind of breathing that we've been doing these last few months, where you inhale through the chest and you exhale into the abdomen, and there's all kinds of movement. And we've been looking at the vayus, the pelvis, the abdomen, the chest, and the head. And this is another map or description of the inner world, the inner experience. So what we're trying to do is, through our yoga practice, look at all of these maps of our inner world. And one of us might be more suitable towards one map. One person might be more suitable towards another map. The point is, we have a lot of options about how we look at our inner world. And this elements of nature is an option. The chakra system is an option. The kosha system is an option. The vayu system is an option to look. And it's like, you don't have to choose. You can do them all. And all of these are just a way to explore ourselves on a deeper level. It's the subtle body. It's that part of us inside of ourselves that isn't touchable, isn't X-rayable. You can't dissect your energy body. The nadi system that travels throughout the body is invisible. But we all know it exists because we're a part of it. We feel it. We're in it. I mean, there's skeptics out there who can't come into contact with that. But the yoga practice, and not only the yoga practice, there's a ton of other spiritual practices. Tai Chi does it, Aikido, all of the various religions of the world, they're all striving to get underneath the physical form to some energetic representation within us, whether it be a revered saint or just a good internal practice. Okay, we've been here 10 minutes. Let's get out of here. So bend your knees. Push the bolster to the wall. Roll off to the side. Come out and down. Okay. I want to do a twist before we get too relaxed. And we're going to do Jadara Parvitanasana. So you're going to have a bolster to the right side. You're going to have a blanket under the head. You're going to lay back. You're going to bring your knees towards your chest. And you're going to extend your outer right shin on the bolster or blankets and extend your left arm off to the side. So let's go right side first. Bring the knees in. Bring them together, and then descend them to the right side. Then once you get over there, pull your knees closer to your right, to your chest, and extend your left arm off to the side. So the left shoulder blade wants to be as close to the floor as possible. And your left rib cage moving slightly down, your right rib cage moving slightly up. Soften the face. Watch the breath. Is there space in your abdominal cavity and rib cage? Can you lift the rib cage away from the pelvis to create yet more space? It's also a reference point. Notice everybody, you all knew what I meant when I said space. You know, you can notice it and create it. Okay, we're going to come up. So inhale your legs up. Put your feet flat onto the floor. Take the bolster to the second side. Now you want to keep that outer left hip shifting away from your left shoulder. Don't let the left side torso shorten up here. Bring your knees to the chest. Bring your knees and shins to the bolster to the left side. Bring your right arm off to the side. Just gaze up towards the ceiling. Attempt to put your right shoulder blade upon the floor and pull your knees towards your chest a little bit. Twist the rib cage now. Now, notice if you can lift the rib cage a little bit away from the pelvis, yet creating more space. Inhale the legs up. Pull the knees into the chest. Widen the knees apart from one another and pull the knees into the armpits. As you pull the knees into the armpits, flatten the back of the pelvis upon the floor and slightly lift your lumbar up. Okay, put your feet flat, roll over to the side and sit up. Okay. You might need a couple of blocks here, but it'll be up to you. We're going to do Supta Swastikasana. So this is what I'll do it from the side. So I'll be simple cross-legged like this. Now, if you need blocks, you can put the blocks under the outer thighs. But if you don't need blocks, you don't need them. Now, Swastikasana means the feet are underneath the opposite knee. Then I go back onto my hands. I pick up the butt. I tuck the buttock under, and I lay back. Now you might need a support behind the head. In fact, you probably will, into this posture. Of course, if you need blocks, use blocks. Simple cross leg, lay back. Make sure your lower back is happy. If you haven't done so already, tuck your tailbone under, tuck the pelvis under so your lower back is lengthy. And let your arms go to the side. Get so comfortable. You should not be uncomfortable here. I want us to get in this position because I want to talk a little bit about another, or one of the maps that I mentioned. And the map has to do with the breath and the volumes. The Vayu in Sanskrit, Vayu, means wind or movement of air. So we associate this with pranayama, and you guys have done some of it with me. So first of all, think of the pelvic girdle. Now create a breath that can be felt in the pelvic girdle. You should be normal breathing. It's not pranayama, it's not excessive breathing, it's normal breathing, but you're directing the breath into the pelvic girdle. So you sort of feel it. Both inhale and exhale. Just get into that rhythm. Now think of the abdominal cavity below the bottom sternum and above the belly button, where your six pack is, where the side waist is, where the lower back is, and breathe into that whole slice of your body. That slice of the abdomen, the lower back, the side waist. Breathe so that it feels like the breath is penetrating into that area of the body. Now think about the chest, where the actual lungs are, and simply observe this area of the body when you inhale and exhale. Now, think about the head and the neck and the face and the eyes and the ears and the nose and the brain. Everything above your shoulders is a vayu. It's called the Udana Vayu. Breathe so that it feels like your breath is penetrating in your head. Now, there's one other vayu, and it's your whole body. So imagine you have to have a keen imagination to do this, but you have to be extremely sensitive too. So breathe so like the breath feels like it's moving into every cell in your body. It's a deep integration of your breath everywhere within. It's basically spreading your consciousness everywhere. And the breath follows the consciousness. You've seen it. As you move from pelvis to whole body, the first thing to go there was the mind, the thinking, the consciousness. The second thing that went there was the breath. So breathe through the whole body. If you want to straighten your legs, you can straighten your legs. If you like your legs where they are, keep them. It's up to you. Move towards Shavasana in your mind, but also in your breath. Maintain this consistent movement of breath into the whole body. Okay. Start to take a couple of deeper breaths. Start moving your hands and feet around a little bit. Bring your attention back. Then go ahead and bend the knees, roll to the side, and sit up. Namaste. Thanks for joining me this morning. And those of you who are going to watch it later, thank you guys. And it sort of worked out well. We were able to look at the various subtle body things that I've been thinking a lot about. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Thanks. See you later.